Hello, class 6th. This is your chapter number 3 from the book Honeysuckle. Okay, and the name of the chapter is The Tarot's Reward. What is the name of the chapter? The Tarot's Reward. Okay, in this chapter, it is a story, you can say. It is a story. Okay, and while explaining you this story, you have to listen to the story very carefully. Why? Because this story has a moral, and I'm going to tell you the moral of this story after I have explained the chapter. After I have explained the chapter, I'll tell you the moral of this story. So please pay attention to the story very carefully. Okay, let's move to the story first. Who are there in the story? What is the story about? Let's see. This is the story of a young woodcutter. Okay, whose story it is? It is a story of a huge woodcutter. What is his name? Taro. Okay, his name is Taro. Lived with his mother and father in a lonely hillside. Where did Taro live? Taro lived with his mother and father on a lonely hillside. All day long, what would Taro do? Taro used to chop woods in the forest. All day long, he used to go to the forest and chop woods. He would sell that in the market and get the money for food for himself and his parents. But with this, he earned very little. He worked hard. Cutting, or you can say chopping the wood, is not an easy task, guys. Okay. He used to cut that wood and sell it in the market. He was working very hard, but the earning was very less. This money made him sad. Okay, he was working hard and getting money also, but the money he was getting was very less. So whatever money he was getting, he was very sad with that money. Okay, for he was a thoughtful son and wanted to give his parents everything they needed. Why was he sad? He was sad because he wanted to give his parents all the things of facilities, you can say. Okay, and so he was a very thoughtful son. Okay, here you can say he was a very thoughtful son. Thoughtful son means he was caring of his parents. He was caring too much for his parents, and he wanted to give his parents everything whatever they needed. Right? So further, what happened one evening? What happened when Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of their hut? Okay, a strong wind began to blow. Okay, and it whistled through the cracks of their hut. There was strong wind blowing outside the house, but as their house was a small hut, okay, so through that cracks of that hut, the wind whistled and entered, and that strong wind made them feel very cold. Suddenly Taro's father, what did he say? Suddenly Taro's father, after that strong wind of wave, when it entered the house, it entered the hut, what did Taro's father say? Taro's father suddenly said, I wish I had a cup of sake. Okay, what is sake? S-A-K-E. Sake is, you can say, a type of a Japanese drink. Okay, it is a very costly drink. It is a very costly drink. So what did Taro's father wish? Taro's father wished that he could get sake to drink. sake to drink so that it could warm him and good for his old health, as he was very old. Taro's father was old, so he wished that he could get sake to drink. Okay. And it would be good for it. The sake would keep them warm in this winter, and it was good for their old health. Okay. Now, after listening to his father's wish, what happened to Taro? When Taro heard his father's wish, this made Taro sadder than ever. As in the starting of the lesson only, I told you Taro was a thoughtful son. Thoughtful son means he every time used to think about his parents. Okay? He every time used to think about his parents. He wanted to give his parents all the facilities, or all you can say, all the things which were needed for the life. Okay? So when his father wished for a cup of sake, and it is a costlier drink which Taro was not able to give them, listening to his father's wish, Taro became very sad. This made Taro very sad than ever, for the heartwarming drink called sake was very expensive. How do I earn more money? Now, if he wants to give his parents all the facilities, everything in life, he has to earn more money. So now he started thinking, what could he do to get more money? Okay, he asked to himself, how do I get little sake for my poor old father? He decided to work harder than before. Now, listening to his father's wish, what did he decide? That I have to give the drink sake to my father anyhow, and for that I have to work more harder than before. Okay? I hope you all are understanding the story. Who is Taro? Taro is a young woodcutter who lives with his parents on a lonely hillside. Okay? He lives with his parents in a hut. He cuts the wood, works hard for the whole day, and earns very little money. He is a very thoughtful son. Thoughtful son means he is a very caring son who cares about his parents, for his parents to give them all the facilities in life. Okay, one day when they were sitting in the hut, his father wished for a drink called sake. That drink is very expensive, which was not afforded by Taro to give to his parents. Listening to the wish of the father, Taro became very sad. He said, I am so much unable to give my father only a little drink of sake. Now, if I want to give this drink to my father, I have to earn more money, and for earning more money, I have to work harder. Okay? Thinking this, the next morning, what did Taro do? Thinking to this, the next morning, Taro jumped out of the bed earlier than usual. Now, as he had thought the whole night that I have to give my father the drink, the sake drink anyhow, but for that the drink was expensive, and if I have to give it to my father, I have to earn more money. So next morning, what did Taro do? Taro jumped out of the bed very earlier and made his way to the forest. He went to the forest. Okay? He chopped and cut the wood as the sun climbed. Sun climbed means now the sun has rose. Okay? The sun was now moving up and up and up, and now it was climbing high in the sky. But Taro had started cutting the wood or chopping the wood from early in the morning. Soon he was so warm that he had to take off his jacket. It was winter there, right? When Taro was cutting the wood, it was winter there, so he had worn the jacket. But as he was working for the whole day, from the morning, early morning, cutting the wood, now he was totally warm. So what did he do? He removed his jacket and kept it aside. Okay. Then his mouth was dry. Now what happened? His mouth became dry. His face was wet with sweat. Okay. Everything. He was tired also. He was dry, warm also. He was sweating also. Everything was there. My poor old father, he thought, if only he was as warm as I, and with that he began to chop even faster. Now the warmness which he was feeling right at that time, he thought that my poor old father, now he was also warm as I was, then he would have not felt cold. Thinking about his father, he forgot his tiredness and started cutting the wood even more faster. Okay? And why was he thinking this? He was thinking this because of the extra money, so that he could sell the wood in the market, get more money, and from that money he could buy the sake for his poor father's, old father's bones, health. Okay, so that after drinking that drink, sake drink, his father would not feel cold. So thinking about his father, Taro forgot his tiredness and started cutting the wood. Okay, further what happened? Now as he was cutting the wood, what happened? Then suddenly while chopping the wood, Taro stopped. Okay, Taro stopped. Now he was not cutting the wood anymore. Why? What was that sound he heard? Why did he stop chopping? He stopped chopping because he heard some sound. Okay, now what sound was it? What was that sound he heard? Could it be possible a running water? Could it be possible running water? He was thinking that what is this sound about? Is it about flowing water? Sorry, rushing water? Taro could not remember ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream in that part of the forest. Now Taro used to visit the forest every day, so he was familiar with it. So he was trying to remember that did he see or hear such kind of rushing stream in the part of the forest ever? He was thirsty. Now as he had worked for the whole day since the early morning, he was thirsty. So the axe dropped out of his hand and he ran in the direction of the sound. Now because he was thirsty, what did he do? He dropped his axe aside and ran in the direction of the sound. Because he had worked for the whole day, he was now thirsty. He was sweating also. He was non-stop cutting the wood. Why was he cutting the wood since early in the morning? Because he wanted to earn more money to give his father a little sake for his poor father, because he wanted to get a little drink of sake for his poor father. Okay? Now he had never heard that sound in the forest ever, so he ran towards that sound. Now what did he see there? There Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall. What did Taro see there? Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall. hidden behind a rock. What did he see? He saw a little, you can see, a little waterfall which was flowing behind the hidden behind the rock. Now kneeling down means on the knees, okay? Kneeling at the place where the water flowed quietly, he cupped it little. Cupped means he filled the water in his hands and put it to his lips. What did he do? When he saw the beautiful little waterfall behind the rocks, he kneeled down at the place where the water was flowing. Okay, he cupped a little water in his hand and put it to his lips. Was it water or was it sake? When he drank the water, now he was confused that what is he drinking? Is he drinking water or is he drinking sake? He tasted it again and again. He tasted again. That is this water? Because the waterfall has water, how could it have the expensive drink sake? So he drank it again. Again he could not taste water or sake. He drank it again. He kept drinking again and again. And always it was the delicious sake instead of cold water. And as many as times he drank that thing which was flowing in the waterfall, each and every time it was the delicious sake. It was not the cold water. Okay, it was not the cold water, it was the sake which was flowing in the waterfall. Okay, understood the story from the first till here, till the story is going on, but have you understood the story till here? Who is Tero? Tero is a young woodcutter who lives with his father and mother on a lonely hillside. Okay, one day while sitting in the hut, they felt cold and Tero's father wished that he could have a small drink of sake which could keep his body warm. Now because the sake drink was very expensive, it was hard for Tero to purchase it. Because Tero used to work very hard for the whole day and he used to earn very little. Okay, now listening to his father's wish, Tero now decided that he would earn more money so that he could he could buy the sake drink for his old father. So the next morning he went to the forest more earlier to chop the woods. He kept on chopping the woods till the sun rose high. Okay, now he was totally warm, he was sweating also, everything. His throat was dry also. Now he was thirsty also, you can say. Okay, and all of a sudden he heard a sound. What was that sound? To look that, he went towards that sound and he found that that sound was of the waterfall which was hidden behind the rock. Now as he was tired and thirsty, he started drinking from that water flow. Now what was it? It wasn't water, it was sake. Okay, so after drinking that water or after drinking that thing from the waterfall, what happened? Now as Tero came to know that the thing which he was drinking from the waterfall is sake, he quickly filled the pitcher he had with him and hurried home. Pitcher means a type of a pot, you can say. Okay, pitcher means a type of a pot in which you can fill water or something and keep it. So what did Tero do? When he tasted that water and he found that it's not water, it's sake, the expensive drink, the costly drink, he quickly filled the pitcher and hurried home. Okay, Now when he reached home, he gave his parents, he gave his father that drink to drink, okay, that sake to drink. The old man was delighted with the sake. Now the old man wanted that sake drink to have that sake drink. Okay, so after drinking that sake which Taro had brought, the old man was very delighted. Delighted means very happy. After only one swallow of the liquid, liquid means that sake. Here it is, we are talking about the liquid which is the sake. Okay, after just having one sip of that sake, he stopped shivering. The old man was shivering with thunder, with thunder means with cold. Okay, so he had one sip of that sake and he stopped shivering. Did a little dance in the middle of the floor. After drinking that drink, that sake, what did Taro's father do? His shivering stopped and he started dancing. Okay, he started dancing. Okay, now Taro had returned from the forest with the drink, with the pitcher filled with sake drink. Okay, now that afternoon a neighbor stopped for the visit at Taro's house. That afternoon a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taro's father politely offered her a cup of sake. Now, whenever there is a guest in our house, we do offer them tea, coffee, water, snacks and everything, right? Same thing here Taro's father did when a neighbor stopped by their hut to visit them. Taro's father politely offered a cup of sake to the lady. Okay, the lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. Okay, now after that what happened? Taro told her the whole story of the magic waterfall. Now Taro told that lady everything. From where did he get the sake, how did he get the sake, what did he do, everything. He told the whole story of the magic water flow to the lady. Okay, thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. Now as we know that the sake is the costlier drink. Costlier means expensive drink. And when you come to know that something expensive, you are going to get it in free. What are you going to do? You are going to have that free thing anyhow. So same thing, when that greedy lady came to know that the expensive drink sake is flowing in the forest in a waterfall, she left it in a hurry, and by nightfall she had spread the story throughout the whole village. By nightfall means she had come in the afternoon to Taro's house, right? And till night, when it was still night, she had spread the news of, or you can say the story of, magic waterfall in the whole village. She had spread out this news everywhere that there is a waterfall, magic waterfall, which gives sake in the whole village. Now as it was a costlier drink, as I told you, an expensive drink, everybody wanted that for free. So what happened further? Now as everybody came to know about the drink, first everybody visited, all the villagers, or you can say most of the villagers visited Taro's house. That evening there was a procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Who is a woodcutter here? Here the woodcutter's house means Taro's house. Okay. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of the sake. Now those who heard the story of magic waterfall from that lady, each and every person visited Taro's house. Why did they visit Taro's house? They visited Taro's house to have that drink, the sip of that drink. Okay? Everybody reached Taro's house and took a sip of that sake. In less than 1 hour, the pitcher was empty. Now the pitcher means it was a small pot type. Okay? How much it could contain? And the villagers were so many. Everybody started taking a sip from that, and in the less than an hour, the pot was empty. Okay, now there was no sake, or you can say no water, no drink left in the pitcher at all. All the villagers arrived and they just first to confirm. Why did they do that? Because they wanted to confirm, is this true? Is there sake, really sake in that magic waterfall? So to confirm that, first everybody visited Taro's house and took a sip of that sake. Okay, and within less than an hour, the pitcher was now totally empty. Okay. Now what happened next morning? Because Taro's work was as usual of cutting the woods. Okay, so he was again the next morning. What happened? Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. One day previously he rose very early, but the next morning, after he had after he had found the magic waterfall, the next morning he rose more early. Okay, went to work more early than the other morning. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned. Largest pitcher means the more big pot. He carried with him the more big pot, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. What did he decide? After coming out from the house, he took a big pot. Why? So that he could bring the sake, that drink, okay, from that waterfall. And what did he decide? He decided that first of all he will go to that waterfall, fill the pitcher, and then he would cut the wood. But when he reached the waterfall, he found that to his great surprise, all his neighbors were there priorly. Everybody were filling their pot with the water from the waterfall. Did you understand? Here it is trying to say that when Taro reached the waterfall, what did he found there? There he found the neighbors of his were priorly there filling the pitchers. They were carrying jars, buckets, pitchers, anything they could find to hold the magic sake. The neighbors who had arrived on that waterfall, they were carrying the big pots, jars, buckets. Why were they carrying that? They were carrying that so that they could fill the magic sake in it. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. Then what did one villager do? One villager knelt down, okay, and tried to drink that water from the waterfall. He drank again and again. He also drank again and again and shouted angrily, "Water! Nothing but water!" What did he shout? That whatever he was drinking is totally water, nothing else. Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. Now whosoever drank that found the villagers, I'm not talking about Taro here, okay, whosoever means whosoever the villagers drank that, what did they found? They found that it was the drink that was flowing in the waterfall was not the magic sake, it was only water, total water. With this, the villagers became very angry. Okay? So, what did they decide? The villagers. Now, villagers, what did they think? They thought that we have been tricked. What did the villagers think? The villagers thought that they have been tricked by Taro. Okay? Where is Taro? Let us drown him in this waterfall. Drown him means let us put him in this waterfall, because they were so much angry. They all left their house and bought the big buckets and pots and everything to fill that magic sake. But when they drank that magic sake, they found that it was not magic sake, it was only simple water. With this, they became very angry and they decided that they would drown Taro in this waterfall. But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock. As Taro was hearing to them, listening to whatever they were telling, so what did Taro do? With intelligence, he slipped. Slipped means he hid himself behind a rock. When he saw how things were going, he was nowhere to be found. Means listening to their talk, listening to the talks of the villagers, he came to know that if I come out, they are going to drown me in this waterfall. They are going to kill me because they are angry. So what did he do? He hid himself behind a rock. Okay? And when he saw how things were going, hiding behind that rock, he was looking to everything, what was going on. What were the villagers doing? The villagers were still waiting till late for Taro. They knew that Taro is going to come and they could drown him in that, because they were very angry. But when they went to find him, he was found nowhere. Taro was found nowhere by the villagers. Okay? Now when the villagers did not find Taro, their anger rose more. Muttering their anger means now they were so much angry. First anger because the water which they were thinking is a magic sake was not magic sake, it was only simple water. First they became angry, that's why they became angry. Secondly, they became angry because they didn't find Taro anywhere to drown him in the waterfall. Muttering with anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Now they waited for Taro till long, and when they saw that Taro is nowhere, now they started leaving that place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Now when Taro was hiding, Taro was hiding behind the rock. When he saw that all the villagers have gone away, he came out of his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Now he had tasted that water one day before, na? Now the villagers were telling that it was not magic sake, it was only water. So again with the confusion, Taro thought, was it true? He wondered. Was the sake a dream? Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. Now with this confusion of the villagers, and he thought that, was the sake a dream which I took yesterday home for my parents? Was it a dream? With this confusion, he filled a cup of water in his hand and drank it. It was the same fine sake. The water was the same fine sake, magic sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. The waterfall only gave magic sake to Taro. Why? Because he was a thoughtful son who was caring for his parents. Okay? And to everyone else, it was only cold water. Understanding? that water, magic waterfall, was only for Taro, not for everyone. Why? Because Taro was worrying for his parents, was caring for his parents, and that's why that waterfall only gave the delicious shake to Taro, and for the rest of the people or the rest of the villagers, it was only giving cold water. Okay, now this story of Taro and the magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. What happened after that? The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter. What did the emperor do? The emperor sent for the young woodcutter. Means the emperor sent his soldiers, or you can say sent his messengers to Taro's house to fetch Taro, and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. What did the emperor do? The emperor called Taro to his court and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold. Okay, and then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. And more, what did the emperor do? More, the emperor named the beautiful fountain in the city by the name of Taro. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all child, rento, honor and obey their parents. Why did the emperor do this? Why did the emperor give 20 pieces of gold and named the fountain in the name of Taro? Why did he do that? He only did this to encourage all the children of the country, you can say, so that they could honor and obey their parents. This is the story about Taro's reward. Have you understood something? What is the story trying to say? In the starting of the lesson only, I told you there is a moral behind this story. What moral did you come to know about? Let's see. I'll tell you. Moral of this story is the child should be thoughtful, obedient and hardworking to make parents live happier. Okay? What should a child do? What is the duty of a child? A duty of a child is to be thoughtful, obedient, and hardworking to make their parents live happier. Okay? Taro not only got the sake for his father, but he also got reward and fame by doing hard work. And because of its hard work also he got reward. Okay? He worked hard for his parents, for his father, so that he could give his father the drink of sake. Now the moral of the story of Taro's reward is that one should always work hard to fulfill the dreams and wishes of the parents. Okay? What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is one should always do hard work to fulfill the dreams and wishes of their parents. You have also to do the same. You should be obedient, you should be hardworking, you should be thoughtful, just only to make your parents happy. And how are you going to do that? Right now, you are not going to work hard, right? But only by doing your studies, paying attention on your studies, learning well, you can make your parents happy, because they are more worried about you. Right now they are more worried about your studies because the school is not open, online classes, everything you have to do it. So if you want to make your parents happy, your hard work is to study. You should be obedient to your parents, okay, and you should be thoughtful, means you should think about your parents also. Your father works for the whole day, your mother works for the whole day. So this is how you are going to help your parents. So this is the moral of the story. One should always work hard to fulfill the dreams and wishes of the parents. With hard work, one can get whatever he wants. And even nature helps the person with miracles. If you are of true heart, if you are working with your true heart, okay, the nature will also help you with miracle. As the waterfall helped Taro, the magic sake was only given to Taro by the waterfall, and for the rest of the villagers it was only the cold water. Taro not only got the sake for his parents but also the reward. We have seen that Taro not only got the sake but also the reward from the emperor. Why? Because of his hard work. Okay, and the nature also helped him with miracle because he was a thoughtful son. He thought for his parents. That's why the nature also helped him. Okay, hence hard work is the only key to happiness. This can be said as hard work is the only key to happiness. If you want happiness in your life, then you have to be hardworking. Now it is in the form of studies also, it is in the form of doing other work also. Okay. So this was the whole story about Taro's reward for class 6, chapter number 3. I hope you have understood the whole story. Soon you will get the worksheet related with this chapter. Okay. Till then, complete all the worksheets in your notebook. Take care and bye.